Okay, so basically, I'm 39 years old. On February 9th sharp. Happy birthday to me. Peace out to the Aquarius Nation. Peace out to Neptune, and that's my relationship with the type planet in terms of the Pisces Nation. Peace out to all the what is it, astrological signs of the planets, worldwide, intergalactic, all area of the gospel and all that, right? So you know what? We're not gonna revisit shit at all, but it's a good revisit. Let me tell you something, bro. All right, bro. Listen, I said what the fuck I said, right, at one point, but at this point, I'm just gonna revisit. Okay, so basically, you know, like I said, Buzz Gutter and all of them, and AOKD basically, they was having a little riff with Sony Cobain or whatever the case is. Basically, they announced their presence. They did what the fuck they did. They barked, they bit. I finished the fucking job. I'm the reason as to why that Sony Cobain's whole discography is a shadow of his former self. Now, when it comes to Spotify and all that, only the people that is tuned in with him, only the people that's paying is tuned in with that. I'm sorry. I'm a SoundCloud forever. All right. As I support Black biz whenever I can. Words of hip hop. Okay. The story literally began with Sodi Cobain coming for, Buzz Gutter and the T umbrella and the Q umbrella. And then, one time I saw him in blonde braids, like he's Remy Ma, whatever the case is, and that's what I felt attacked over me kicking a freestyle as an LGBT member were to genders in my mental institution visits. Right. Now, is literally a good thing. I bitch sometimes it's best is to keep it where I got attacked at. Because like I could have literally called out his whole fucking flag as I knew people of the shit that he claimed. But you know what? It's best that I kept it in my queerdom. Okay. Now with that being said, you know, I there was an IKP or whatever the case is, I did what I posted him, name dropped him, we linked or whatever the case is. And then he dropped a recent song. I one of his recent songs, he gets a bleep if he feel like it. It kind of sounds gang coded, announced, or whatever the case is, because it starts with a B, but it could have been any other letter. It's just crazy. So it's just like, with Sony Cobain being a shadow of his former self in his discography word on YouTube and SoundCloud streets, as I'm out the fucking way when it comes to music that people have to pay for. But yeah, God be reaching across all platforms that is beyond my fucking wallet. Okay, number one. Number two is given that I'm the reason why IKP um had his little gang coded announcement bleeps, due to God's glory. I guess I'll own it that way, because it's like, it was so crazy, because it's like, because my peers are out rap, because they get little plays, they think it's safe or whatever the case is, they can say whatever they want, right? And some of them be announcing the fact that they're gang affiliated or whatever the case is, which fine, I'm out the fucking way. But at the same time, due to God's glories, I'm the last one to enforce prayers. I guess it has to be, because I'm the reason why out rap be bleeping hard on gang coded rhymes coming from LGBT members, because somewhere along the line, the straight community, if you will, right up to the hip hop nation, called them out on their flag. Oh fucking well. And IKP and the Herbal Tea podcast, or whatever the case is, give sort of like Gramercy motherfuckers, okay? They give Gramercy motherfuckers with a fucking gang rag or whatever the case is. I don't care. Now we all had our moments with a Gramercy nigga, bitch, or whatever the case is, okay? So basically, of course, without revisiting much, because like even if I was in the shelter, and my situation before the shelter that led me to the shelter, I was going to bump into a Gramercy head either way. Hell, I bumped into a Gramercy head. I was having issues with a Gramercy head back in high school. I didn't know so much until I felt my headspace violated or whatever the case is. And now, she a Gramercy bitch in the winter, and she and then she be up in, 125th in the Harlem summer. Then you take that over to Chrissy, and then you take like, bitch, bye. First of all, ain't no fucking way I'm Funk Flex, okay? Because Funk Flex is like, he really, there's just things that Funk Flex be wanting to say about another man's woman, okay? I keep what the fuck I say. Okay, I keep what the fuck I say with my whole fucking chest. And I never even heard pin that fucking tail. What you talking about? Okay? So with that being said, Max B and the whole Coke Boy crew, right? They came out of prison after 10, 15 plus minus years. Max B already had a whole discography, even during his time in prison, but Funk Flex wants to revisit Pin the fucking tail. Okay, bro. Like Funk Flex, like honestly, for all that shit you want to revisit and shit that you wanted to say, whatever the case is, I'm sorry, bro. You should have fuck around and rapped. Okay? Stop using rappers' quarrels and differences and beefs as a weapon. Okay? I know what the fuck I say about certain people in between or whatever the case is because I have a right to. And at this motherfucking point, compared to you and me, Funk Flex, and anybody that want to hop in the comment section, I'm way more active than you were to hip hop. Worse than my 15 years of stage presence alone. Now we taking this back to the J. Cole T. Yeah, anybody want to hop on the J. Cole T or whatever the case is, bitch, I beat you to it. Why? Because my 15 years of stage presence, way before I got her, and my 10 years of Facebook presence and all that right into sound, bitch, it speaks for itself. I don't, if I'm sorry, I'm saying this, it's gonna be, if it ain't posted on YouTube, I'm saying right now, if you do not have 250 plus minus monthly listeners, as promo still counts, okay? As buying clout, DK, does not mean you're buying somebody's respect. Don't say nothing. Thank you.